What's going on, guys? It is Sunday morning. Sorry I couldn't get this out on Friday or yesterday. It's 7:40 in the morning, and I'm just about to head out to the gym. But I wanted to do my video for wrapping up week 16 of investing on our channel. Yeah, I really wasn't feeling well over the past couple days. Just super tired and all that. So yeah, I was just coming home from work and going to bed. But today, bright and early, try to get this out before Monday. So a lot of the numbers will look pretty similar from today to Monday, but again, just being accountable. So here we go. Let's take a look at what happened this week. All right, guys. So today is April 23rd of 23. Didn't weigh myself yet. Again, I just kind of woke up and sat down and looked at some stuff to make a video. My investment balance is $4,433.18. We are creeping up on the $5,000 mark, so that's pretty cool. Dividends earned, we are at $35.06. Total growth for the channel, we are at negative $128.78, so that's not too shabby. YouTube income, we have earned a total of $100. Again, that didn't come from YouTube exactly. It came from people signing up for Sofi in the link down below. Guys, there's a link down below. If you want to get into investing, you can. And with the initial deposit into a new investing account of $10 or more, they give you $25 of free stock. Yeah. All right. So total subscribers. We picked up 2 subscribers. We're at 1756 to the new and to the old. Thank you. I appreciate you. Total views, 186,729. This is probably one of the yeah, this is definitely one of the worst, like, me getting new views, but I also didn't really do anything because just again wasn't feeling well. Been super tired. Just kind of like dragged around. If anyone else just gets dragged around places all the time, just put it in the comments, because I feel like I'm the only one who ever says this, and it blows my mind. Everyone has me like doing stuff that I don't want to do all the time, going places I don't want to go. Like, yeah, it's just all the time. Watch hours, 3,704.6. So that's kind of the update on the channel tracker. Basically, not a lot happened. But this week in investing, a lot did happen. So we're going to jump over to Sofi, to Seeking Alpha. This is where I track everything in the portfolio. Yeah, this was a very eventful week. And the primary culprit for why is AT&T, guys. So AT&T was all over the place this week. Let's go to a 5-day chart. So AT&T was here, and they did their earnings report, and they did not report on everything as people thought they would. Excuse me. Basically, their cash flow was less than people wanted to see, even though they beat their earnings expectation. So it kind of crazy, right? So they beat their earnings expectation, but their cash flow was worse, and now you have headlines like this: AT&T drops a bombshell against recent buyers. AT&T becomes a strong buy. Time to dump this laggard AT&T. Like, everyone's kind of up in arms on this stock. However, we have a lot of it, and we buy it every day on this channel. So, looking here, it was $19.70 on the 20th. All right. It dropped a lot. So there was a 10% loss or a 10% drop, like right off the rip on the 20th. I bought a call option on it because that's about my level of risk in this portfolio. Like one call. So I bought one call for $47, right? So I spent $47 for the option to buy 100 shares for $17.50. and that was somewhere at around here, like at 1776, like that very patriotic type number. So like somewhere in here, I bought the call option. Now the price continued to fall for the rest of the day. So I guess I could have bought that a little cheaper. I think the lowest I could have spent was $30 for that call option. So like, not saying I nailed it by any means, but I bought it for $47. And then the next day on market open, I think the world realized, as they should have earlier, that AT&T doesn't deserve to drop 10.5%. So it jumped back up to $18.13. And when the stock went up to around 18.30 or so, I was able to sell that option for $78. So I pocketed $31 off of the volatility of the AT&T thing, and that $31, I was able to use the profits to buy another share of JetQ. So I think that's what I'm going to do with this. If we start getting into options, or I start like making money off of different things, that money will go into JetQ. So that's kind of cool. Now we have $457.94 of JetQ. We have 10 shares of JetQ. So pretty cool. For those who don't know options, I'm probably going to make a video explaining how options work, like at its core. But yeah, it's anytime there's a stock that I firmly believe in that has like a 10% drop in a day, I think it's a good chance to throw like a pretty safe in the money options call on that, and try to secure an extra 50 to $100 with very little cost basis on that. So that's what we did, and we were able to basically pull out the profit to secure a share of JetQ, which just helps grow our wealth and build the portfolio a little bit faster. So, very little risk in there. As you can see down here, currency USD, I do now have $36.63 just sitting in the account for the next opportunity to buy a good call option, and maybe pump the JetQ bag. So kind of a cool little thing. Again, a little bit different this week, just because the volatility was crazy. I mean, look, just to go back to this AT&T chart, like this is a ridiculous chart. So it's up like trading around $20, 1970 and up basically. And then it just tanks to 1760. Like that is not normal. Even after rebounding a whole, or almost a whole dollar, right? It's still down 8.33%. I think AT&T has the opportunity to gain a little bit more. But it looks like it's down in after hours trading, so that's kind of strange. We'll see. We'll see what happens with this. Not a lot of short interest, so people don't think it's going to tank, or at least the big guys don't think it's going to tank. So that was kind of cool. But let's review sort of where we're at. So SCHD still leading the way. We've got $788.51. I am still excited to see which one of these two will cross the $1,000 mark first. It's anyone's race, and Realty Income is starting to rebound a little bit, so that's pretty good. But we have 10.78 shares of SCHD. 10 years dividend growth. SCHD is down year to date, which is a little odd for them, but that's okay. Realty Income Corporation, we are at 781.10. That's 12.53 shares. And as I said, this price is rebounding a little bit. Let's take a look at the 5-day chart here. That's a great 5-day chart. If it slowly goes up, that's a good thing. The month chart, we're up month to date. Guys, we did have a low of $59.27. So to see that we're now up to like 62.33, that's a good sign. Really good sign. So coming back down here, sort by value, JetQ, we are at $457.94, as I just said. We are above 10 shares, which is sweet. And we are just waiting on their next dividends to pay out, probably May 6th or whatever they pay it. so that we can round out this 4 dividend yield. It's almost a year old, guys. It's we're creeping up on the birthday of Jeff Q, so that's a fun thing. Maybe we'll throw out a little party on the channel. Procter and Gamble, guys. Procter and Gamble has been just flying to the moon. I mean, it's a year, whatever, 1 year chart, it's down, but let's look at the month. Look at that, guys. So at the 1 month ago in mid-March, we were trading as low as 143.60. Today, it's 156.07. That's a big gain. Like 7.64% in 1 month. That is a really, really big gain. They announced their earnings and stuff. Their earnings were good, and that's a good thing. So, yeah, really, really big kind of like burst of speed from Procter and Gamble, and we can see that it's clearly beating out everybody else. I mean, clearly. 2.77 shares, dividend yield, same. And we are getting a dividend payout in a couple weeks, so that's pretty good. Right behind the, let's sort by value again. Sorry about that. Right behind that, we have Pepsi. Pepsi, not to the same extreme, but also on a little bit of a run here. We have $421.77 of Pepsi. Whoa. I need to get to the gym. I've been so like tired and sluggish and lethargic and stuff. I gotta change my diet. So we have 2.27 shares, 2.48. Now, something that's kind of interesting is Procter and Gamble and Pepsi usually have similar dividend yields. So with Procter and Gamble's dividend yield now being that much lower than Pepsi, that kind of speaks to Procter and Gamble outperforming Pepsi this week. But there is an opportunity for Pepsi to catch up here, and that's because they have their earnings call in a couple days. So if we go to earnings, yeah, but before the market on the 25th, they're having their earnings call. We'll see what happens. If they beat earnings, then they too could skyrocket, and they do have a history of beating their earnings. So I think that there is an opportunity that Pepsi might have a pretty big jump, similar to Procter and Gamble. But the easiest way to very quickly see that is with their forward dividend yields and how that's calculated. Because again, that's sort of how I track which one's doing better. It's that ratio of how much they pay in their dividends to the stock price. They're pretty similar all the time. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that on Tuesday. JP Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF. We are at $4.1071. So 7.46 shares. Dividends again, same thing. Should be paid out on next month, beginning of next month. Not much to say about that. It's been pretty much flat for a while now. Like year to date, it's at 1.12%. 6 months, I guess over the past month, it's been pretty good. So it dipped down a little bit to like 52, 53. So we're up a couple bucks on that this week, up 0.4%. So yeah, I mean, slow and steady wins the race with Jeppy. If we see it trade flat forever, that's fine because we're still getting paid the massive dividends. I'd rather see a little bit of gain there, but whatever, it is what it is. We already went over AT&T. So AT&T, we're at $380.51. I'm out of order. I have to go BlackRock first, but whatever. We'll focus on AT&T. So we're at $380.50. 20.88 shares of that. So guys, with the AT&T thing, obviously we took a big hit when it drops 10%. That's not great. Now it is second to worst, just ahead of MPW. So I think this will rebound. We got dividends paying out soon. I'd rather the dividends pay out while the stock's at like $18 than at like $20, because that just means we get a couple of that little bit more shares. So that's, looking on the bright side of things. But again, I think that AT&T, this 1822 should be higher. Not much higher, but higher. So popping back up to BlackRock, right? BlackRock still kind of hovering around that 680, 675 price point. 0.58 shares. We are growing pretty quickly with BlackRock. I shouldn't say that. We don't even have a share yet, but it feels like it's growing pretty quickly. So dividend yield has dipped down below 3%, and it has stayed below 3%. It is what it is. Not much to say about that. And then lastly, we have MPW. Let's just click into this really quick. So, the year-to-date chart, not fantastic, but the 5-day chart is pretty okay. We've been seeing it pop up to like 856, 846, and then dip back down. But this is all moving in the right direction. In the past month, we've seen lows at 725, and now it is at 831. So 5.06% gain from the start of the month, but it's like a 10% gain from, the low. So good to see MPW kind of moving back in the right direction. The short interest is still massive. Some people say strong buy, some people say hold, whatever. I'm just buying it every day, as you guys can see. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll definitely see. It's not a predictable thing. I mean, it's all over the place. I think earnings is coming up on this too. Yeah, 27th pre-market. So we'll see what happens with this earnings call. I think that's going to be a big. I think that's going to be a big catalyst for something crazy, good or bad. Good or bad, something's going to happen. You know what I mean? It's not like it's going to come out and like nothing happens. Like it's either going to jump $1.50 or it's going to tank $1.50. Like there's nothing. I don't think there's anything in between. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that, and that's pretty much what's going on. All right, guys. So that's pretty much where we're at. We good gains. We made some money. Again, I feel good about trading an option, flipping the profits into JEPQ, and building our position on that. I'm so tired. Like, I don't know, because if it's because I'm doing the YouTube thing. I mean, I have reason to be tired. I'm a busy guy. I do have a full-time job. I own a rental car company, and then I'm doing this now. So, multiple streams of revenue is what they say, and it's not always easy. So, I'm trying. But yeah, it's the wealth is good. Happiness and health lacking right now. Which I think happiness and health come hand in hand. I don't think people really talk about that much. Like I've been so busy and like, come here, do this, go there, do this, like, come home, go to the grocery store, like all that stuff. It's been very difficult. Very, very difficult. So a lot of like eating dinner at 9:30 at night, it's like stuff like that. It's making me so tired. And I haven't had time to go to the gym because if I'm actually leaving the house at like 8:30 and then getting home at like 9, like I can't go to the gym. My gym closes at like 7:45 or 8. So yeah, it's been definitely pretty rough. I am excited to go to the gym right now. That's where I'm headed. So I'm gonna go do that. But yeah, just hopefully next week is a better week and I can get more done other than just work. Got my taxes in, so that was good. Yeah, got my taxes in. That was like looming over me. So got that taken care of, thankfully. And yeah, we'll see what happens next week. I did some big earnings calls, or so we might have some serious growth. We've got Pepsi coming out and MPW, so we'll see. Maybe we make a lot of money next week. I'm not quite sure, but Yeah, it should be a wild ride. Anywho, I wish you guys all happiness, health, and wealth. And with that, roll the outro.